Do you guys remember earlier in the year when we talked about how doing math with the number 10 is some of the easiest math you can do? Multiplying by 10, dividing by 10, there's tricks to those that make having a calculator completely unnecessary. For example, if you had to do 34 times 10, you don't need a calculator to know the answer is 340. You just add a 0 to the end. Another way to think of that, the invisible decimal point on 34 is at the end. All you need to do is slide it one space right, and that will give you your answer. Dividing by 10 is just as easy. 34 divided by 10. The opposite of multiplying, so we're going to move that invisible decimal point the opposite direction, one space left, and your answer would be 3.4. Okay, so multiplying by 10, you just move the decimal one place right, make the number bigger. Dividing by 10, just slide the decimal point one space left, make the number smaller. Today we're going to be talking about how to do discounts in your head. When you go into a store and something's marked 10% off, 75% off, 20% off, how can you in your head quickly know the price you're going to pay without having to pull out your phone and do math on your phone calculator? Okay, because adults in the real world, they don't need to pull out a calculator to find a discount. They don't need to pull out a calculator to tip a waitress. Adults know some quick mental math tricks that you can use. So I'm going to show you some of those today. We're going to start off working with the number 10. 10% off. It's one of the easiest discounts to work with. Okay, you're shopping and you see a $48 jacket and notice that it's marked 10% off. Well, how much money does that take off? What's the sale price? 10%, I could write that as 0.10, converting it to a decimal point. And 0.10 is the same thing as 1/10, written as a fraction. Basically, 10% is the same thing as dividing by 10. So if we have a $48 jacket and we need to divide that by 10, in other words, take 10% off, all you do is identify where the invisible decimal point is at, $48, and slide that decimal point one space left, and you've got your discount. By buying this jacket right now, while it's 10% off, you're going to be saving $4.80 discount. Okay, it's that easy. You just slide the invisible decimal point one in and you know you're saving $4.80. So what are you going to have to pay? Well, if you take $48 minus $4.80, that will give you your new price. Okay, so a little mental math is about $43.60. If you're not comfortable doing this in your head, you could always round $48.80. I would just round that to $5. Okay, it's pretty close to $5, and this math might be a little bit easier to do in your head. $48 minus $5 would be $43. Okay, so this right here is an estimate on what you're going to have to pay. Estimates are fine in the real world. Usually 60 cents is not going to make or break somebody's bank. Okay, this is the actual amount you're going to pay, and this is the estimate, which is also fine when you're shopping out in the real world. Feel free to round numbers off to the nearest whole if you don't want to do the cents amount mentally. Okay, so that is the cool trick on doing 10%. You just slide the decimal in once and you immediately know your discount. A lot of shoppers, when they see $48, they might immediately round that to an even $50. 50 is a little bit easier to do math with than 48. Okay, if you want to take 10% of $50, you slide that decimal point over one space left, and you know you're going to be saving about $5, which means you're going to be paying about $45. Okay, as you can see, our estimate is about $2 off from the actual answer. But again, $2 is not going to make or break your bank. And in the real world, people estimate all the time. Okay, so always remember this 10% rule. You just slide the decimal point one space left. Let's look at another scenario here. You're eyeing a $76 pair of jeans and it's marked 20% off. How are you going to find the discount, the sale price? Well, 20% is two 10% added together, right? Now we know how to deal with 10% from the last example. 10% of 76 means slide the decimal point one space left. 10% of 76 is 7.6. Take another 10%, another 7.6, and our total discount, doing some math here, would be $15.20. Okay, so you can quickly deal with 10% at a store by doing 10%. You can quickly deal with 20% at a store by quickly doing the 10% trick twice. 7.6 plus 7.6, that tells you your discount. This is what you can expect to save by buying those jeans today while they're on sale. To get your sale price, you take the original minus the discount. Okay, and again, if you're not comfortable doing this type of math in your head, then don't worry about this change. Just think of it as 76 minus 15. Okay, 76 minus 15 is about $61. Okay, so this again is an estimate on what you are about to save. On your homework today, you're going to be faced with a lot of problems that can easily be done with in your head. On your homework, I don't care that you get the exact answers. I want you to practice doing this math however you need to do it in your head. So if that means scratching off the change amounts and rounding to the nearest whole number, that's fine with me. Estimates are fine in the real world. Okay? I do want to see what's going on inside your head when you're doing these problems. So if you're going to break 20% into 10 and 10, show me a little bit of work so I know what's happening in your head. Or maybe you're going to be faced with a 30% off problem. A great way to deal with 30% is to do the 10% trick 3 times. Slide the decimal over one space left, and then take that number 3 times to know your total discount. Okay, so you don't have to do this problem with all the correct change and find the exact answers. That's not the point of the assignment. The point of the assignment is to get general estimates and use tricks that you can use while you're out shopping.